internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours in Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. Expect the major financial institution in America coming out and saying that they're going to be utilizing Ripple custody. This trademark was filed by Ripple, and we're going to go over the importance of this trademark. This is very important because remember, Ripple has been acquiring custody service companies, okay? We're going to get into that in a moment, but now they're coming out with their Ripple custody, and this is going to be a monumental shift when everything is being rolled out. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. This is extremely, extremely bullish because Ripple is just going full out financial market infrastructure mode here, okay, an FMI. And this is the foundation of what a bank does, right? This isn't just a casual licensing move that Ripple is doing here. Ripple is setting up an end-to-end financial infrastructure that aligns directly with how banks, hedge funds, and other institutions actually store these digital assets. Remember, they acquired Medical for $250 million, right? Ripple takes over a major crypto custody provider, and other big major financial institutions are working with them as well. And don't forget, Standard Trust, remember? They expanded their regulatory licenses through there as well. This is a real power move that you guys need to understand the importance of this, okay? Remember, they also acquired Fortress Trust, right? Another crypto infrastructure. What are they doing when they have their own, right? Because Ripple is not your ordinary crypto company here, ladies and gentlemen. Ripple is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar enterprise that is going to be, out of this world. Ripple isn't just competing. It's buying out the entire crypto custody landscape, Like, these are some big power moves that nobody else is doing. You can't, the best part about all the information I'm providing right now, you legitimately can, the viewer on the other end, you can't give me another, company that's doing this on Ripple's level. And that's a fact, right? So the big question here is Ripple becoming a competitor to banks, or will it consolidate all of these, companies that they acquired under a Ripple umbrella to become the rails that banks use? So they got all their licensing, and again, nobody's nowhere near on Ripple's licensing, right? So let's see this bigger play potential, right? So Ripple is positioning itself as a full spectrum financial institution, okay? We could confidently say that. And banks need compliant, regulated crypto infrastructure, and Ripple is building that for them. And this gives Ripple the leverage to control liquidity flows across multiple asset classes. Think about that: crypto, fiat, CBDCs in the future if they do choose to implement it, yes or no, right? So this is exactly what we have been saying for years. The pieces are finally coming together, and now the biggest institutions will have no choice but to use Ripple rails. 100%. You know that, right? Like, banks are going to be utilizing Ripple and its digital asset XRP 100%. Please. Like, if you actually are sitting there and think they're not going to be doing that, my goodness. Yeah. And remember, Ripple isn't just a payment company anymore. That's what they kind of started out doing, and everybody wanted them to expand. It's becoming an infrastructure layer for the new financial system. And the sooner people realize this, the sooner people will benefit at getting in at way, affordable prices, because soon XRP is going to be unaffordable. And this is getting crazy. This is absolutely getting crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm going to play a little video here, an episode that we aired I believe it was 2 years ago. This was actually sent to me by 2 different viewers, which was pretty rare, saying this aged extremely well. But take a listen to this. But before I play that episode, remember the Ripple test. Remember what Brock Garlinghouse said, 2 years ago. And also, remember what Ashish Birla and what the IMF said. Remember that IMF riddle about stablecoins? And you guys know how big this stablecoin ecosystem is about to get. So let's do a little bit of a mic drop right here, because this video hasn't been seen by a lot of people. Maybe the riddle video has been, but not the video by Ashish Birla. So mic drop moment followed by an absolutely, incredible episode that we created in the past, which is just amazing to listen to right now, because we have come so far. And all the doubters out there, and I genuinely hope if you came this far into the video so far, that you never doubt XRP, because you never doubt a math-based currency that has a real-world utility and the valuation is endless. I know the information that I'm spreading and I'm sharing is going to play out. It may not be accurate in terms of exactly how they move and what roles are going to play what roles, but XRP appreciating to $100 or 100%, because mathematically speaking it has to, it's going to happen. Okay, I know you guys can't say you can't say you're going to predict free. Listen, I'm not predicting anything. I am just mathematically and knowledgeably telling you that, I don't even know knowledgeably is a word, but a very informed investor of understanding what I'm holding, and understand also that I'm not a big an XRP maxi. I hold dozens of digital assets. Okay, I've been in this game for a long time. XRP is by far the best digital asset out there, because the facts are there. The facts are there, and the company itself, Ripple, cannot be comparable to any company out there, and that is a fact. Any company out there. So that being said, take a listen to what Ashish Birla says here, because it is very important. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and then a bombshell of a video that's going to leave your jaw hitting the floor all night.
Some authorities are looking to regulate the bigger stablecoins the way they do banks and other traditional financial institutions. Now, here's the real riddle. If these stablecoins are regulated like banks, don't they end up becoming the banks that crypto assets were meant to replace?
The government seems to be also waking up to this notion that, hey, listen, we need to get moving here on creating proper regulation. There's also a lot of regulation, at least talk, around the stablecoin aspect of it.
Some authorities are looking to regulate the bigger stablecoins.
There's also a lot of regulation, at least talk, around the stablecoin aspect of it. And how great would it be if every bank in the United States issued a stablecoin on a blockchain?
If these stablecoins are regulated like banks, don't they end up becoming the banks that crypto assets were meant to replace?
Now that would connect it to real world society and solve real world problems. That stablecoin regulation needs to pass. It needs to get adopted, and it needs to be well written, just like the Telecommunication Act was written in the 1960s that helped the internet flourish.
So I do think, as you say, I think it's a pretty bellwether case at this point. And we talked about, the Howey test is this orange grove for a Supreme Court case in the 40s. I think that the Ripple test may be what we look at in the future. And, I think the Ripple test may be what we look at in the future. And
take a look at Tom Zinak here. He's been working at Swift for over 20 years. And listen to how he says, we would love to work with the IMF and the BIS to, coordinate this, and which we 100% know it is fact-based and documented that Ripple is working with the IMF and the BIS
on this area, and that might turn into, the technology that drives the unified ledger.
Yeah.
We'd love to work with the IMF. We'd love to work with BIS. We think these are really compelling, if we end up with, in that scenario with the unified ledger.
And now take a listen to what Jennifer O'Rourke says here. She is from the DTCC, and listen to what she talks about in regards to working with the Digital Dollar Project, which, as you guys can see right here, they are partnered with Ripple. Ripple is in their technology sandbox, and she finishes it off by saying the roadmap is about to expand into additional protocols.
And there already are single asset networks that exist today. And DTCC's job as financial market infrastructure or an FMI is to support connecting those networks together. So that's the work that we have done in our digital dollar project security settlement pilot. And that is the work that we're continuing to do with our testnet, which is essentially a sandbox environment that we currently have up and running for Hyperledger Bezu, but we have a roadmap that will expand to additional protocols.
And it gets even better because a panel that just took place in Belgium included Robert Grant from Ripple, head of global policy, and Stefan Prosperi, Executive Director, Strategy and Digital Assets at the DTCC. And here we have them both sitting side by side. Wow. And their subject was strengthening the EMU, which is the Economic Monetary Union, way forward for the next 5 years. You see how Ripple is on a panel list for strengthening the EMU, and it's not just about cross-border payments, because Ripple's vision is not just about cross-border payments, but it's to reshape the entire financial infrastructure. And that is where things get crazy, and that is where a lot of people are going to miss out on this. Like, Ripple itself is going to be valued a lot, and XRP itself will be valued a lot as well, and people are going to learn the hard way, because you got to listen to their objectives here. They're about to change the rules in the EU, and this is the first time it'll be amended since 1997. And Ripple is pretty much helping them shape MiCA and onboard the new technology and creating this new regulatory clarity and certainty around this system. That is monumental. And listen to what Stefan Prosperi says here. This is very important. Interoperability between technology stacks and assets will be crucial. How many times did we go over BIS and IMF documents and we talked about interoperability between these systems are going to be crucial, and they still don't have a fix to it, but they do. Listen to what this panel said here.
Thank you. I think what we're seeing here as we talk through all of these projects is a bifurcation of interoperability models, right? There's one understanding of interoperability, which is that there's going to be a common platform of some sort. It looks different across the different models that we've looked at that everyone is going to operate on and build upon. And then there's an understanding of interoperability that's different from that, which is that people are going to be working across different platforms, and how we build bridges across those platforms is what interoperability is about. Tom, I want to turn to you about your thoughts across those two models of interoperability.
I mean, I think it's too early to tell, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, we've been working at SWIFT with Tony and the group of banks, not only because it's a really clever idea, but it's really a compelling view of the future, right, and what could be. We don't know how it's going to play out, but we've kind of set the stage to run the POC. So even from kind of early white papers, you know, in the US, UK, we've been working with Tony and the banks and others on this area, and that might turn into, you know, the technology that drives the unified ledger.
Yeah.
You know, we'd love to work with the IMF. We'd love to work with BIS. We think these are really compelling, you know, if we end up with, you know, in that scenario with the unified ledger. You know, and that probably is going to be powered by an FMI, unless we decide to change how, you know, settlement works and the definition and legal constructs, which nobody's talking about, so it probably won't happen. Today, we have over 230 market infrastructures that are connected to SWIFT. So it's kind of what we do, right? So we'd love to be involved in that.
It is worth considering that there is 100 trillion global market cap on traditional assets. And the question remains as to whether these assets will ever become digital, and if so, how. I mean, Stefan, he already knows the answer to this. They know how they're going to do it. And he's talking about $100 trillion, and just that's traditional assets. Only traditional assets. That is, we're not even talking about payments. My goodness. And he finishes it off by saying, through the creation and adoption of industry standards, the facilitation of interoperability, and the creation of solutions that enable capital efficiency. Oh my goodness. Talk about freeing up capital, XRP, hello. FMIs have a unique and crucial, think about it this way, Ripple is pretty much will be an FMI, and crucial role to play in the increasingly decentralized world of digital assets. Ultimately, standards are necessary. The prevention of silos can drive growth, and the financial stability of both traditional and digital markets is paramount. And we're talking about, I'll leave this one with you and we'll wrap up the video. He talks about, making $100 trillion digital. But don't forget, once these assets are digital, there's different layers to this. There's different components to this. You get that value on ledger, that's great. Then you're going to start moving these values across other currencies. And then you're always are going to have the settlement component. And if you majority of you guys probably know this, but the DTCC's annual settlement value is $462 trillion. $462 trillion. I'll just leave that with you guys. $100 XRP will happen 100%. Yes, we need to go to $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 first in order to get there. But I'm telling you, logically, mathematically, and where things are going, what Ripple is doing, and what they're setting up XRP, what they're designing XRP to do, is pretty much to melt faces. I'm not overreacting here. I want you guys to all know I'm not an XRP maxi. XRP is one of my favorite coins because I come myself from the banking sector, so I understand the real problem that this asset solves. And this asset, like I said, will melt faces, and I cannot wait for that day to happen. With that being said, we will be back with another video.
It started with a vision, now it's spreading wide. SLT's the token, it's our Degen pride. 24 hours crypto, leading the call. Bringing XRP believers, united we stand tall. First ledger's on fire, trades like the scene. SLT's the movement, power in the dream. From the memes to the moon, we're making it real. 100 XRP, that's the deal. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. This ain't just a token, it's a battle cry. For those who know, XRP will fly high. Salute is the name, SLT the ticker. First ledger's buzzing, trades getting quicker. Building the future, brick by brick. In a world powered by Ripple, the vision will stick. We're more than a meme, it's a movement strong. XRP believers, let's prove them wrong. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. 24 hours crypto, the captain of the crew. SLT's the anthem, for the bold and true. Through the dips and the pumps, we stand and fight. Believing in the ledger, in the dawn's bright light. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. So raise your SLT, let the world hear the sound. XRP believers, we're Ripple bound. From the memes to the charts, the vision is clear. Salute to the future, the time is near. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny.
With the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.